amazing security system, DIY friendly, professional grade. This is awesome. So this is the eufy awesome security camera system, NVR, network video recorder. So instead of, uploading things to the cloud like I've done with the Ring or things like that, it's stored on basically like a DVR, a network video recorder. You have everything local. There's AI, motion tracking, all kinds of crazy stuff here. So obviously, woodshop, a lot of tools. A lot of tools, and we've really expanded to a lot of really cool stuff. So we really want to take security extra serious with the tools, but more importantly, my family, right? And so this system is an upgrade, a big upgrade, very DIY friendly. So really quick, before we get into the weeds, let's take a quick look. What is this eufy power over internet, Ethernet, PoE, NVR system? What does it entail?
So to start off, just want to show what is this machine. Now I will show me installing it. I will show my content and my videos that it recorded over the last couple weeks. But for a lot of you probably don't know exactly what this entails. So much in this thing. It is an NVR, right? So it's like a DVR. It's a network video recorder. You can expand up to 16 terabytes for storage, but it already comes with 2 terabytes. Thing about this one, it's 24/7 recording. My experience with Ring camera, it's just by events. This is just recording all the time, so I can go back at any point. It has the bullet camera, so that's going to be straight out, and then once it tracks any kind of movement, then it rotates this one, which is the full 360. It does, all kinds of things. It's got the local AI, so it can track different things like, hey, there was someone, such and such, delivery driver. You can search it, and it's going to pull that up. Of course, you can do the red and blue warning lights. The clarity is insane. The quality is incredible, and you'll see that in a bit. But the idea is it can just span so much. You can put it here. You'll see that in a video. So definitely check out the link to learn a little bit more here on the website to get a bit better picture. But here's just a quick little, look at the cameras. But it picks up everything. So here, I'm going to show this later. It does this cross tracking. So once it sees the fixed camera, notices motion, then it auto zooms and it auto frames up to 164 feet away, and you're going to see that in my videos. Pretty amazing. And so if someone's walking across this way, the camera around the corner picks them up for that cross tracking. Here you can see. The other cool thing is you can pre-program known faces. So like, let's say, this is grandma, or, you'll see that with my kids, we've programmed their faces. So we get the notifications. We don't have to get all the notifications, and we know, oh, it's just so-and-so. So that local AI does a great job. So definitely recommend checking this out to see a little bit more, the overview of the specs and the tech, why this is such an amazing tech. So the camera's incredible, but the local AI, that is what's insane. How it just tracks things, and just, it's amazing. So a little bit more, but let's jump into installation.
So that's the one we are reviewing, kind of showing right here. Epic, right? Obviously, I picked the dinky version of the Ring cameras. They make bigger, but having used these for over a year, as far as also exterior ones, different ones, the quality on this, wow. I mean, the clarity, the volume, how far out it goes, all kinds of things. So we've been running these for a couple weeks now, all kinds of different events, some really cool stuff that it's been able to track. So we're gonna jump into the installation first. So this is a DIY friendly. It's not like one of these where you just plug it in and you do, wireless. The point of this one is you don't have to work off of wireless. You don't have to worry about your signal connection, getting boosters every which way. You're running cable. Now, for some of you that feels like a bigger deal, it's really not. It's just an Ethernet cable. You just hook it in and get it to the NVR, the network video recorder. So I'm gonna show you some options for installation. Lots of other ideas and videos out there, but this is just how I went about installing these bad boys.
So quick unboxing on what comes with this package. So this specific one, the S4, has the 4 cameras. It has really all the cable that you'll need. The Ethernet cables. It comes with the NVR. Comes with all kinds of different stuff. Now, this is a pretty easy and intuitive system. Now, these things are hefty. You can see how big they are, all the cool features with them. But it is something that you're going to have to mount. So it's a little bit more than just plugging it in. However, there are a lot of advantages. You're not dependent on the Wi-Fi and all those things. It does come with a lot of little things to keep it waterproof. There are, like, if you check the website, the waterproofing and weatherproofing is amazing. But just some little gaskets here to run the cord. Now this is just an Ethernet cable, and the power runs over Ethernet. I did not realize that was a thing until recently. And then you just run the wire. Now, there's a lot of ways to do this. Some folks will go all out and you can put it up into your attic. They'll have their NVR in their attic space, actually. So lots of different options, but just adding these connectors, this is pretty much as difficult as it gets. It's just adding these, and then you're just mounting it. Now, wherever you want to run your wire, run your wire. For me, there were some really simple places to put it. You don't want it up way too high, but you want it high enough. And so I had a great spot to mount it right here. And then I could just run the cable down the gutter line. So it is exposed a little bit. And some folks, they really want that perfectly, flush. So you can definitely drill a hole behind and then you can fish it through completely. So there's no visible wires whatsoever. I just wanted to get it up and running. And yeah, you can see it for what? About 18 inches, but this was fine for me. Then I just tacked in some cable hooks and I ran it down there, tucked away just fine. But again, you could run this in, drill a hole into the home, do all that. I am going to do some drilling, but I was, up here, I was fine with that. So to each their own. There are a lot of great videos online on how to run a PoE system. So if you're looking at, like, I don't want any wires and I want some tips on how to get into the attic or whatnot, plenty of videos out there. So that was one system. Here's that other one over here. Again, I could like drill it through and I could put it into my son's bedroom and down. But instead, I just ran it right over and then just tucked it right over. And so you can kind of see it, but really, unless you're looking for it, no one's going to really notice it or be ticky-tacky. I guess if you want to be super secure and safe, you don't have any wires out so no one can cut them. I guess that would be the only concern if you're worried about someone snipping the wire. Just run it inside, but I'm not concerned about that. But that is a consideration for why you would run it into your attic and have no visible wires, not just from the aesthetics, but also, so no one cuts it. So anyway, I just ran it over here, just ran the wires across. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Then I did make a couple drill holes. I just drilled a hole through the siding into the garage. And so there's the hole, and I'm going to fish it through the wall. There you can see it comes up and under. And then, oh, we're in the garage. And voila, there's the hole. Made it a little bit bigger later after the fact. And then I just fished the cables through. So you can see, oh, I can see through. Just make it big enough for your cable. There's some cool fishing line apparatus for wires. This worked really well. This was metal. Hooked it on. Here's the one on the other side. I went ahead and did zip ties. Normally this is for wires, so you would wrap the wires around it. I just did a zip tie through here and it pulled it through and it worked rather nicely. Pretty simple. So I just had a couple holes, pretty minimal, and then you can just come back after and throw in some spray foam just so no critters or anything gets through there. Of course, if I wanted to mount it straight there, you would put the hole through there. Right, you could mount the camera. You could do the same idea like I did up above, and then just fish everything through. And then you just pull it on through to wherever your NVR is. I'd probably have it closer to your modem, or you're going to have to run an Ethernet cable from your modem up to the location. So if you wanted to do the attic, but that fishing thing works really well.
All right, so that's installation. Now, let's show you how amazing it is. What did it pick up? What does it look like? What are some of the cool things that we've seen?
You'll never guess what we saw on our camera. I feel like there's a lot of security YouTube videos like that. So yeah, I mean, wildlife is definitely a thing. So some deer, you know, if you have, you know, a fair amount of wildlife, so you can see, hey, what's eating my flowers? What is it? You know, family raccoons. Is it a bobcat? Is it a mountain lion? But here you can see the cross camera, so the deer came across and the other camera picked it up. So I really can get a full 360 of my whole house. But I think there's a great application here for some things that you just maybe haven't seen before. Who knows? We've been doing a ton of yard work in our new home, all kinds of things. But here you can see the camera. It's auto tracking, so it's got that one camera that's kind of, you know, big screen, big idea. But then it will auto track, and there's that local AI agent that can track, you know, all the movements. Here I'm on another part of the yard in a different spot, and it's tracking. It's zooming in. All kinds of adjustments you can do with setting and video quality. You can even get increased video quality, but works really well. Very impressed. All right, well, this was perfect because we did this right before the 4th of July. We had a bunch of family over, and really with this big wide screen, the Bullet camera, you can see everything, right? You can see a really big picture. Oh, and there's the movable, right? So it's auto tracking. Now there's a lot of people going on right here. Tracks a little different. Here's at night, so there's the IR nighttime camera, but it can also switch over to other modes that we'll talk about later. I can see that color, all kinds of things. So we'll talk about that with settings later on, but pretty cool. I mean, pretty cool to see. But nighttime, lots of options. It does a great job at nighttime. Again, it does that motion tracking. We're having a lot of electrical run to our home. Can see all kinds of interesting things. Obviously, you're primarily doing this for protecting your investments, protecting your family. But you know, pretty cool that feature of, you know, zooming in. It'll even track and log faces over time. So if someone's like scoping out your house and, you know, seeing things, it'll track and it'll do some notifications. So here I am after another trip, like my 15th trip to Home Depot, got a board. Oh, I'm going around the corner. Oh no, you can't see me. It's a blind spot. No, again, that cross tracking picks me up over here. Oh, hi there. Yeah, it sees me. Pretty cool. Oh, found me. Let's move over here. It's tracking. So, that one and that one. So really quick, I just want to show you the app. Now, of course, you could run this on your computer, you could plug in a monitor, but the app is awesome. So here's my home. I can see multiple angles. Of course, I could move it. I could adjust if I wanted to manually. However, I want to show you some other cool features. Of course, in the settings, you can change so many things, right? So for motion detection, you can have it really sensitive, really high. Right now, I have it turned off for notifications. On pets, if it's a human that we recognize, I don't need a notification. You can pre-program faces in there so you know who is who. Other things you can do, you can of course adjust. You can adjust so many things. But your video, right? Right now I have it on continuous, but you could have it event-based. The night vision mode, right? You can change it to all kinds of different lighting. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I can have the watermark on or off. Lots of adjustments that you can do in here. But one of the things that I really love about it is in the events here is it will tell me if it's a human, if it's a drop off with my doorbell. It can even sense, you know, some faces. So if you pre-program different faces in there, like here's my son Ezekiel, it'll tell you, you know, hey, who it is. A lot of these, you know, Stephanie, there's my wife, and it'll recognize that, and so makes things a lot simpler as far as, you know, your notifications, so you're not going to get blasted by as many notifications. But really, really cool. Lots of other really cool little, you know, settings that you can adjust in here. A lot more to dig into. So I want to show really quick in the app as well. You can click on the security report and it can go off of
different days. What's cool is it does the cross camera story. So it splices together multiple clips from multiple cameras based on a person. So here's one with me in it, and it's right now it's at 8 times speed. You can go down to 1 time or 16 times. But if you have a lot of different events, a lot of clips spliced together, it's just going to really quickly give you an overview of all of those different clips of that one person. So this is really cool how it splices, things together for one person. Here you can see I have some pre-programmed faces, but if I wanted to do a search for something specific, maybe I saw someone, I couldn't remember where that was at, so man wearing blue shirt and green hat. Well, that's me, but those were the prompts you can see there on the side. Kind of gave a percentage of how close of a match it was. I was really quick in that particular video, but here you can see blue shirt, green hat. And so this is a really cool feature where you can quickly search, and it does a really good job with that. I could also do a different search. Well, actually, let's just show. You can see quite a few of other videos. You can see that blue shirt and green, and then the percentage of just how close it is to a match of what you're looking for. How about this one, man wearing traffic vest? So we had an electrical inspector coming out to the house, but here it pulled it up. And it pulled up the videos with that man wearing the traffic vest, safety vest. And so that's a really cool feature to quickly analyze. That AI feature is really, really handy. So it's a cool new thing that you can do in the app.
So here I want to give you the full picture of the cross tracking, right? So I have multiple cameras, and so as my son is walking across here, the other camera picks it up here. Here's my youngest dressed up as Spider-Man. Oh no, we have someone breaking in. Don't worry, I didn't do a cringy, screen grab saying that, you'll never guess what my camera picked up. Fortunately, nothing extreme other than, my friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here. But you see, he moved behind the tree. The other camera picked him up here. He's behind here. So you can keep setting up more and more cameras for more cross-tracking, but it's real time, so you can see them moving, so there's really no blind spots. And so there are so many more variables. I, have only been doing this for a couple weeks. I want to keep, changing the notifications and the different settings like I mentioned, but pretty cool. And so obviously the fixed camera, that's your bullet camera, and then it picks it up, and then the movable is going to auto track, and it's going to auto zoom. Like you can see right here, my son came up closer, and now it's zooming in on the face. Pretty cool.
And here's a quick video, just the delivery driver quickly running up. But the camera here tracked them this way. Oh no, they're out of sight. Oh no, it continues, right? So those multiple cameras can see it from multiple angles all the way to the doorbell too. So super slick.
So this system right here, it does come with 4 cameras. Now this NVR, this network video recorder, it's 2 terabytes. It's pretty big. It does have options for up to 8, I believe 8 channels on this one. Now there's a lot of other products too. You might have some spaces that like, well, I looked into like comparing, when we just moved, new place, do I go with the Ring system? There were even a bunch of Ring cameras from the previous owner. Do we go with that? And the different things. But I was amazed looking into the eufy product line. I even went ahead and bought a new doorbell. We have the Ring doorbell, and so we went with the eufy doorbell. So that thing is, let's take a quick look at that. Super simple install. It does have the dual cameras, which is really cool. So you can see the delivery person, but then there's also the package protection where you can see your package down below. So a closer view, but pretty awesome. So we see a lot of interesting things from this one. So this is a great place to start at the very least. A big improvement from the Ring camera that I had before. Some other really cool features, and definitely like all of the system for eufy a lot better. But quick look at the doorbell. So yes, that doorbell I did purchase with my own money. We bought that one. This one, yes, full disclosure, was sent to me from eufy in exchange for making this video. If you end up choosing to purchase this unit and you use our link down below, it does give us a small commission, an affiliate commission for this. But there are a lot of other great products from eufy. They're not as well known in the States, but their parent company is Anker. So A-N-K-E-R, all those charging cables that massive company. Lots of other, subsidiaries. They also have eufy Make. You saw me
do that UV printer review for Eufy Make? Awesome. Well, Eufy is really, really big in Europe, and they're increasing their presence here in the States as far as their security cameras. And so pretty amazing. Other options, if you're like, I don't want to do the Ethernet cable, I don't want to run there's lots of great wireless options, but even better video quality, lots of other bells and whistles. They don't have, as I believe, they don't have a monthly like Ring subscription where you have to pay money to access your videos. So definitely want to look into that. They got some great solar paneled ones and wireless extenders if you're going for that route. But that is it. That is it. It's just a quick look at this. Expect to see more of this on my channel in the future, more on the security camera and the applications. It's just great to monitor your machines and do all the things, but ultimately, you can't put a price on keeping your family safe. Lots of other features that I'm excited to explore as well. Okay. So if this video added any value, consider subscribing. We do review machines and tools from time to time. Lots of project videos, lots of DIY projects. We just moved, lots of new projects in this new workshop, this new home, this new space. Lots of other cool stuff too. So again, if you're interested in purchasing, consider using our affiliate link down below. Help support my family, the channel, that kind of stuff. But anyway, any questions, what you'd hope to see more of for this if I do a future video, when I do a future video on this, all that good stuff, drop it down in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.